Bonesupport has gone up around 100% in 2024. Since its IPO, it has delivered a compounded annual growth rate of about 40% per year, while the S&P did about 13% in the same period. What kind of special things do they to deliver such a return? Let's find out. Bonesupport was founded in 1999 by a team of Swedish entrepreneurs and researchers with the goal of developing advanced materials for bone repair. The company started from research at Lund University, where scientists saw the need for better ways to help bones heal. A team of researchers worked to create a new innovative type of bone graft substitute. This led to Cerament, a product made from calcium sulfate that works with natural bone to aid healing. The journey took a leap forward in 2010 when Bonesupport received its first regulatory approval in Europe. They had their IPO in 2015 and have used that capital to grow. In 2018, Cerament got its FDA approval, expanding the product's market opportunities on a global scale. In 2021, the company expanded its product portfolio, and they continue to explore new uses for their technology. I'll explain more about this later. The company has put a lot of effort into clinical trials and some strategic acquisitions. Let's dive deeper into the product. Like I said earlier, the product is commercialized under the name Cerament. There are 3 versions of Cerament: Cerament BVF, Bone Void Filler, Cerament G, and Cerament V. Cerament BVF is a material used to help repair and replace damaged bone. It comes in a liquid form that can be injected into the body and gradually turns into natural bone over time. It's made from 40% hydroxyapatite and 60% calcium sulfate. Hydroxyapatite is a mineral similar to the main component of bone. Calcium sulfate is a material that dissolves as new bone forms. It also includes a substance called iohexol, which makes it visible on X-rays, helping doctors monitor its placement and progress. Cerament BVF is used to fill empty spaces in bones and helps new bone grow as it gradually dissolves over 6 to 12 months. It's easy to use, doesn't damage nearby tissues. These are healthy cells and structures near the place Cerament is used, and is prepared in a way that keeps it safe and consistent. Cerament G combines Cerament BVF with gentamicin sulfate, an antibiotic. It is used to treat bacterial infections. Gentamicin stops the growth of bacteria. It fills bone defects while preventing bacterial infections such as Staphylococcus aureus and Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Just like CVF, Cerament G helps new bone grow and fully replaces the damaged bone within 6 to 12 months. The gentamicin it releases protect the bone from infections for more than 28 days without causing harm. This makes it safe and efficient for surgeons to perform the procedure. Cerament Vive is similar to Cerament G, but instead of gentamicin, it contains vancomycin hydrochloride, another antibiotic. This helps against microorganisms such as MRSA, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Those are resistant to many common antibiotics, so you use V in those cases. Both antibiotic-containing fillers reduce the need for multiple surgeries, support bone regeneration, and prevent infections. In conclusion, Cerament BVF focuses on bone regeneration, while Cerament G and Cerament Vi add infection prevention to their benefits, both targeting different bacterias. About 38% of revenue comes from Cerament BVF, with 62% coming from Cerament V and G. I hope I was able to explain it properly. I will be totally honest saying that a lot of these medical and bacterial names were totally new to me since I don't have any medical background at all. Bonesupport products are unique and are obviously patented. This picture from the Capital Markets Day in 2023 is a good conclusion why the product is so unique. A huge future growth market for Bonesupport is the spine market. Earlier this year, Bonesupport got the FDA approval for this with their products. 750K spinal fusion procedures are performed each year in the U.S. with a high fail rate of 15 to 20%. Up to 6% of procedures lead to surgical site infections. This creates a significant market for advanced solutions like Cerament BVF and G. Cerament V is currently not available in the U.S. yet. FDA submission for V is planned for Q1 2025, which could also grow revenue. This picture gives a total overview of the full bone graft market. The U.S. market is the world's largest for bone graft products and thus the company's most important market. As I said, V is not available in the U.S. yet. They have their own marketing organization in the United States. In the first 9 months of last year, their North America segment grew 63%. Their Europe and rest of the world, they call this Euro W, segment grew with 21%. In this picture, you can see the revenue per segment. For the first 9 months, about 79% of revenue came from the US, with the leftover 21% from Euro W. This was 75-25% last year, and the US will continue to grow harder than the rest with the reasoning I gave earlier. These are Bonesupport's long-term strategic activities. Now let's have a look at the management, financials, and the valuation. Emil Bilbeck is the CEO since 2018. He has more than 25 years of experience in life science. He has been in different boards and has had different jobs as strategic advisor and commercial officer for other companies in this sector. As of 30 June 2024, he holds 535,171 shares worth over 17 million USD. The CFO is Håkan Johansson, also employed since 2018, has more than 25 years of experience as a CFO, and in his last job, he was CFO at a healthcare company. He owns 745,099 shares as of 30 June 2024. The rest of the board is filled with other commercial, operational, and medical directors. They have a minimum of 15,000 shares, with the highest having 84,000, up to 15,000 with options. Looking at the remuneration report, it's notable that about half of the salary gets paid in fees and the rest in stock, so that is good to give the board more skin in the game. Notable there is also an employee stock option programs, which is a good sign. Management does not pay dividends and won't anytime soon because they spend their money in sales, marketing, and R&D. It would be bad to pay a dividend as long as they can grow hard. I could not find anything to question the integrity of the board. Starting off with the balance sheet, they have a rather small balance sheet because it is not capital intensive to run this business. This leads to a huge return on invested capital. In 2023, their first profitable year, they reached a return on invested capital of 58%. They have no long-term debt and have some cash. In 2023, revenue grew with a rate of 83%. In 2024, it will be around 53%. In 2025, it will be 48%. And in 2026, the expectations are 33%. The gross margin is 92%. This truly shows the quality of their products. They spend about 10% in R&D and 78% in SG&A, resulting in a 3.8% operating margin. As I said, 2023 was the first profitable year. They had a tax income from the years before, resulting in a net profit margin of 43%. But this obviously will not be here for the next year. Adjusted for that, it would be around 2 to 3% net margin. But with spending 78% in SG&A, what is a possible future net margin? Let's see. Revenue is generated through 3 channels. A combination of our own sales company and distributors in the US. Direct sales in 6 countries in Europe. Sales through distributors in all other markets. In Europe, they have 31 sales representatives in countries like the UK, Germany, and Sweden. It also works with distributors in places like France, Italy, and Spain. Outside North America and Europe, the company uses distributors in a few select countries. This tells me that sales and marketing don't have to grow in line with their revenue, and that they can use operational leverage with the fast-growing revenue. Net income margin is expected to go to 31% in 2026. I think the net margin can be even higher in the future because they will continue to grow and not grow their sales and marketing with the same pace as revenue. I think a net margin of 35-40% could be doable. Remember, their gross margin is 92%, which is even expected to grow to 94%. So what multiple does this beautiful company deserve? It's hard. Currently, the company is valued over 31 times EV sales on trailing 12 months. Looking at the forward multiple, it's still over 20 times EV sales. I made a quick Excel with some expectations, using 30, 35, 40% net margins in different scenarios for 2030, and using 20, 25, 30 PE in 2030. This would be the results at current pricing. Your return would not be market beating at current pricing at all. Especially since this would mean there would be no dilution at all. I think there could be some dilution to pay for future growth. So I don't think it's an attractive valuation right now. But to be honest, I thought the same around July 2024. The stock has gone up over 35% since. Risks. 1. Although they have a unique product that is patented, something can always happen. A new technology or something that works even better. It is a possibility, but I don't believe it's a big one. There are big players with huge R&D budgets, so you never know. 2. Possible slower market adoption of CereMent G in the US. They recently started in the US. 3. Regulatory risks. Opportunities. Increasing sales in the US for CereMent G and new products. 2. As populations in developed countries age, there is increasing demand for orthopedic procedures like joint replacements and bone fracture repairs. 3. They now have permission to use it in the spine, which opens up a new large market. And CereMent Vive can be sold in USA eventually. 4. Further geographical expansion. In conclusion, I'm a huge fan of this company and its products. With great opportunities, low risks, a strong balance sheet, and high margins, there are many green flags. However, the valuation is too high for me, so I'm not buying at the current price. Thanks for watching this video. I hope I was able to learn you something. I would appreciate a like and a sub if you enjoyed it. Which company would you like to see next in a video? Let me know in the comments.